Cool. All right, good evening, Pedro. ¿Cómo estás?
Hello, how are you? Long time no see you.
I never get to be in front of the camera, so this is exciting.
It sounds good to me.
Awesome. So thanks for joining us. We're excited that the second annual Blue Corn Festival is happening in September. And so we wanted to hear a little bit about your involvement in the project and what people can look forward to in September. So maybe if you can start and just tell us a little bit, how did you get involved in this? A little bit about yourself.
Well, first of all, I am from Mexico, so all of these things is like it's like I know where I am from, so it's pushing me to support my local farmers, which is from Mexico, and not stop doing what they do for generations. So this is one of the opportunity for the local farmers from Mexico, and also support the local farmers from Pennsylvania, or at least Philadelphia.
¿Y por qué el maíz azul? ¿Qué importancia tiene el maíz en México?
Well, el maíz azul es una semilla única que solamente puede sembrarse y cultivarse en esta zona de Puebla, de donde viene el maíz azul, y está en riesgo de perderse porque los inmigrantes, en este caso mi persona o muchas otras generaciones jóvenes, ya no quieren hacer el trabajo del farmer. Y por eso es importante. Es un símbolo para la comunidad mexicana.
Can you give us some examples of the diversity of uses of corn in Mexico?
Well, it's a million ways. One of them they call pinole. You tried before. Pinole is like it's like before you eat the the pinole is like is the seed of this blue corn is being chosen like very precisely and toasted and mixed with other ingredients. So it's basically very, very rich in many different ways. It will take time to explain little by little, but in general, it's one of them that you can enjoy the blue corn. Yeah.
Cool. And how is blue corn different than the corn we might experience here in the summertime on the barbecue?
Way different. Way different. That's why it makes me really mad. It's not because what you guys know, it's because what the corporation is doing into our organic corn.
What are they doing?
What are they doing? Well, they play like, I'm going to speak Spanish in this one. Están como manipulando no es como el ADN, sino en inglés le llaman modificación genético en el maíz, y lo han hecho porque es una de las plantas, en español se le llama generosa, que es su molécula siempre está reproduciéndose. Es una semilla en general que siempre está reproduciéndose, y cuando tú plantas, obviamente la semilla alimenta casi a todo lo que lo rodea. Para nosotros el maíz es el universo que nosotros rodeamos. Él es el centro del universo.
Es fuerte.
Muy grande.
Sí.
No, es muy importante, y obviamente las corporaciones lo saben. Entonces, por eso es que han escogido al maíz como una de las semillas para poder experimentar sin la necesidad de esperar el season de cada temporada por si no hay lluvia, si hay lluvia. Y entonces están como empujando que podamos tener un maíz en cualquier época del año. Sin estos problemas de producción. Pero ahora los problemas son graves.
So it's not just a manipulation of the seed and the agricultural impact, but then it's a manipulation of the culture too. And so you have the seed and the economic impact, and then kind of the cultural impact. And so how do you see the work that you're doing, kind of connecting with other issues? How do you see it connecting with ideas about sustainability, or how has it impacted immigration even here?
Well, This job has been like from many other friends of mine from years. It's not just me. I'm just like I was telling you the other day. It's like many other people that really have conscience that how important it is to do something for our community. Now that we already left our lands for years. Obviously, to go back is almost impossible. But what we can do is to support what this new generation is still there, and make sure then what they do is like any other profession, a big profession.
In terms of making, like, what do you mean by the profession?
Yeah,
In terms of,
profession.
like,
Yeah,
restoring
knowledge.
dignity?
It's a knowledge. It's a big knowledge.
Yeah.
It's not something that it's like you're a farmer, you don't know, you are nobody. It's like you guys making a show or TV or all of those things. We have a big problem in the culture. Then it's just because you're a farmer, that means you don't know, you are nobody.
Right.
You know. But that's unfortunately is these people. We need more people like on the
farmers.
farmers,
Yep.
and they had to be paid well done also, like any other profession. That's what I call because it's a knowledge, big knowledge.
Definitely. Cool. So tell us a little bit about who was involved last year in the festival, and then we'll be able to see a clip that has some images from last year and it kind of promotes this year. So
Who's involved?
last year, kind of like the first year, how did it go? Give us
How
a little
did it
bit
go?
of a synopsis,
It was really interesting because it was obviously as a other business. It was really like fun, and it's like you don't know what you're doing. It's like. Most of who supported was like a local, not local, like small businesses from South Philadelphia, small restaurant or any other small little business, and they support us from the last year. But something happened with this new change in administration. The community became a little bit more afraid. So it changed. They changed from the last year to this year. I can't tell you. It's a big difference.
In terms of small businesses' willingness to get involved, you feel different, or just in terms of organizing?
Organizing. People are like more like they are tend to not to be more involved in the public events because what's going on with.
Sure. They're fearful of.
Exactly.
coming out
And we had to
more
talk about it.
visible.
The public, they had to know. It's not something it's like it's a secret. No, the Hispanic people, we are afraid. Something is not right.
Cool. All right, so let's take a look at a video that was put together by some team members and shows us some scenes from last year and what we might expect this year.
Sure.
Cool.
Awesome.
We'll see how that goes.
Are you a green and organic food lover? Then this event is for you. On September 3rd, Blue Corn Lifestyles presents our second annual Green and Organic Fest. The event aims to attract the attention and create awareness of green and organic lifestyles and to promote the defense and conservation of the blue corn organic seed. Did you know that 85% of the corn that is in our tables in the United States has been genetically modified? This creates health hazards and toxicity levels to the environment and also potential hazards to the plant itself because it changes the DNA of it. On September 3rd, you are invited to attend our event at the Walnut Plaza. Come join us. Remember, on September 3rd, join us to celebrate our second annual Blue Corn Lifestyle Green and Organic Fest. Come and join us.
All right, cool. So welcome back. If you're just joining us, I'm here with Pedro, and he's one of the organizers with the Blue Corn Festival. We're live in our studio at Philly Cam on our monthly show Entrevista, so super excited, anyone that's tuning in. We're talking about the Blue Corn Festival. It's in our second year, coming up in September. And we've been talking a little bit about the roots of the seed of blue corn and why corn is important and how it connects us to other issues. And we just saw some great images from last year. So in the video, there was a lot of images of dance. can you talk a little bit about the role of Aztec dance
Sure.
and culture in the Blue Corn movement?
Yeah, well, the idea here is that what you see is like dance, but there's not like any other kind of dance. It's more like a pray. We call it pray. As a human, we have different religions. They have different ways to pray, and my culture has this way to pray with your energy, give back what you already have. So. Yeah, that and I think it's one of the most, to me, obviously, because I practice the dance. It's one of the most beautiful, spectacular that we can. Philadelphia, they had to see it. It's more like this movement, especially with the indigenous or Mexican people, is been like happening for the last almost 10, 15 years. You know them.
Yeah.
You know many people who started, and now it's like we are more people involved.
It's building, it's growing.
Exactly, but it's always been like hiding. It's not haven't seen it for the public, like it's something, a big event.
Right.
And that's the other idea is pushing me to the people that have to see this as a big event, as something huge, especially for these people who are dance and practice every day and they do their best.
Well, it's nice to have it at Penn's Landing because that is a place where there's a lot of festivities in the summertime, and it's a different audience that's going to encounter it that's not in South Philadelphia or not in North Philadelphia. So that's cool. So what's the ¿cuál es la relación entre el maíz y la danza?
La danza y el maíz. Nosotros como mexicanos o incluso el Latinoamérica consumimos demasiado maíz. Como lo decía al principio, el maíz es el centro de nuestra civilización, tanto en el pasado como en el presente. Entonces, la relación que hay entre la danza y el maíz es que hay una conexión, vamos a decirlo un tanto, como una conexión en que la danza se basa en una ideología de energías y una conexión con la naturaleza, y que la planta hace lo mismo, porque la planta es... había escuchado por ahí un dicho que decía que el maíz es la única planta que necesita al ser humano para ser reimplantada. No existe otra más. Esa es por su precisión. Si te explico y te doy detalles de cómo...
It doesn't replant?
No. You had to choose the seed and you had to hold it for a couple of months. I mean, it can be for 1 or 2 years before it's being replanted. So that's what I said. This is knowledge. So the dance so this es algo que honestamente no podría decírtelo tan sencillo. Sería una conversación muy larga.
Sí. Okay. But that was great. That connection was really cool. So what can people expect this year? Who are some of the other vendors that might be there, or other groups?
Actually, Blue Corn Lifestyle, which is like la vida del campesino en la ciudad. That's the idea. But now we call it organic and green, which is like in general, which is right now, like in general, what I said is like in general farmers. Pues ellos pueden, farmers puede también ser un artesano, aquel que hace una taza de barro con la mano, o el tejido, la ropa, que la idea es volver al principio, al principio de alguna parte de nuestra historia donde todo se hacía a mano, donde todo era un tanto más natural. Y este año estamos la combinación con más, con local farmers, y algunos mexicanos. Es la idea, la combinación.
Super. So tell our viewers again where and when and who should come. Who is this for?
Para todos. It's to everyone who wants to really see something else different, and it's going to happen September 3rd on Penn's Landing. Starts 1 o'clock, the grand opening. It's going to be a really big parade, and it's going to close 6 p.m.
And are you still looking for vendors?
Sure, yeah.
volunteers?
Anyone who wants to, actually this is for the small business, like who is really wants to do something new, that venture to create and jump into something new.
Cool. All right. Thank you so much for being here.
Thank you
We'll
to
see
you.
you at Penn's Landing.
Sure.
Cool.